You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Vampire Hunter D. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. So today I decided to do an anime review on the 1985 anime film Vampire Hunter D. Vampire Hunter D is a Japanese OVA horror OVA film produced by Ashi Productions, which is known for their work such as the Magical Girl anime series Magical Princess Minky Momo, and it's directed by Toyo Ashida, which is known for his work such as which we'll talk to about later. It's based on the Vampire Hunter D Volume 1 novel by Hideyuki Kiyuchi. It came out in Japan on December 21st, 1985, because it's distributed by Toho Company Limited as well. So let's start with our anime review on Vampire Hunter D. While walking her guard rounds in the country, Doris Lang, the daughter of a deceased werewolf hunter, is attacked and bitten by Count Magnus Lee, a 10,000-year-old long-lost vampire lord, also known as a noble, for trespassing in his domain. Doris later encounters a mysterious vampire hunter known only as D, and hires him kill Count Lee to save her from becoming a vampire, as she is infected from Count Lee's bite. While in town with Dan, her younger brother, and D, Doris is confronted by Greco Roman, the mayor's son, about the Count's attack, and D promises to help her if he has Doris for himself. When Doris refuses, Greco reveals what happened to the entire town, including Dan. D requests that the authorities, including Greco's father, the town sheriff, and Dr. Fering in the English dub, should hold off Doris's incarnation at the local asylum until he kills Count Magnus Lee, which will cure Doris's vampire infection. That night, Doris's farm is attacked by Rei Ginsei, Count Lee's servant, and Lamika, Count Lee's daughter, who is highly prejudiced against humans and vampires. D is able to easily defeat Rei, but before he can finish Rei off, Rei reveals he has the ability to twist space around him and is able to redirect D's death blow onto D. Before Rei can finish him off, D reveals he has recovered from the redirected attack in seconds, revealing he is a Dhampir, meaning that he's a half-human, half-vampire. And after easily reflecting Lamika's attacks, orders both of them to leave with a warning to Count Magnus Lee. The next day, D travels to Count Lee's castle and attempts to confront the Count. Aided by the symbiote in his left hand, D holds his own against the Count's monstrous minions, including Rei and his companions Gimlet, Gollum, and Kohala. While in the castle's catacombs, he is ensnared and captured by the snake women of Midwich. Doris is then kidnapped by Rei and brought to the Count. Using his vampiric powers, D kills the snake women, rescues Doris before she can be killed by Lamika, and escapes the castle. In town, Greco overhears a meeting between Rei and the messenger from Count Lee, who gives the former candle with bewitching incest, a substance powerful enough to weaken anyone with vampire blood in their veins. Dan is taken hostage by Rei to lure D out into the open, I suppose, and D comes to his rescue, cutting off Rei's hand in the process and discovering that the candle is a fake. Meanwhile, Dr. Feringo himself is a vampire in league with Count Magnus Lee. Leads Doris into a trap but is confronted and killed by Lamika when he begins requesting to share Doris with the Count. Greco, who stole the candle from Rei, then appears using the time bewitching incest to severely weaken Lamika, but is shot by Dan and falls down a cliff afterwards. Doris, who was now fallen for Dee, tries to convince him to live with her and embraces him. This starts to trigger Dee's vampire side, but unwilling to bite her, he forces her away from him. The next morning, Greco is confronted and killed by Ray, who uses the real candle to weaken Dee, allowing him to mortally wound the vampire hunter with a wooden stake. Doris is then captured and taken back to the castle. Lamika tries to persuade her father not to allow a human into the family, but Lee reveals that there is no harm in doing so, as Lamika's own mother was a human, making her a Dhampir instead of a full-blooded vampire, and Lamika is restrained by Count Lee when she becomes hysterical at the revelation. Ray requests that the Count give him eternal life as a member of the nobility, but he is coldly rebuffed for his past failures, leaving Ray in a rage. As a mutant attempts to devour Dee's comatose body, his left hand revives him just in time for him to kill the monster. As the processional for the Count and Doris's wedding takes place, Dan, having infiltrated the Count's castle, attempts to attack Lee, but is repelled by Lee and falls into the chasm before being saved by Ray, who has switched sides in the retaliation for not fulfilling his request. Ray confronts and attempts to weaken the Count with the time-bewitching incest. However, Lee, who is too powerful to be overpowered by the incest, destroys the candy with his telekinetic abilities, then kills Ray with the same powers before Doris can be bitten by the Count. Dee appears and engages in battle with Lee. Dee's attacks are futile due to Lee's physic and telekinetic abilities. Almost kills Dee before Dee unleashes his own telekinetic abilities and breaks from Lee's telekinetic hold and succeed in fatally stabbing the noble in the heart with a sword, while Lee manages to seriously wound Dee with a dagger. A weakened Lee attempts to influence Doris into killing Dee, but she is broken out of the trance by Dan, who arrives with Lamika. With Lee dying, his castle begins crumbling, and Lee, while lamenting his defeat, looking at a picture of the first vampire, Count Dracula, notices Dee is Count Dracula's child, and therefore the son of the legendary ancestral god of vampires. To both Lee and Lamika's astonishment, Dee attempts to persuade Lamika into living as a human, but she chooses to die as a member of the nobility with her father and stays in the castle as it collapses, killing both Lee and then Lamika off screen. Dee, Doris, and Dan escape the collapsing castle. Dee then sets off under a now clear blue sky. Doris, now recovered from her bite, and Dan bid Dee goodbye as he looks back briefly to them and smiles. And that's how I finished my review on the first Vampire Hunter D 1985 horror anime OVA film. Oh, speaking of which, Kenshiro from the Fist of the North Star anime series made a cameo in the Vampire Hunter D anime OVA film. But it wasn't long until 1986. Dee from the Vampire Hunter D 1985 anime OVA made a cameo in the Fist of the North Star 1986 anime movie as Uyghur holds the flower in the Fist of the North Star 1986 anime movie. Oh, in the Japanese cast of the Vampire Hunter D anime, Dee was voiced by my favorite Japanese voice actor, Kaneto Shiozawa, who's known for the voice as let me get Ares Mew in Saint Seiya. He also did the voice as Rupa in Urusei Yatsura: The Final Chapter, San Xing Long in Dragon Ball GT. He also did the voice as Digimon in Digimon Adventures, Emperor Neo in Nadia, The Secret of the Blue Water, Road King in Transformers Super God Master Force, Wakagashira in City Hunter, Tenron and Namu in Dragon Ball series, Geronimo Screw Kid in Kinnikuman, and he did the voice of Goemon Ishikawa in the Lupin the Third, the Fuma Conspiracy anime movie. He did the voice as Prince Demand in Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon, and he's also known for the voice as Rei in the Fist of the North Star anime series and the 1986 Fist of the North Star anime movie as well. Vampire Hunter D was started as has been inspired by Phil Collins in the Don't Lose My Number music video of how Hideyuki Kikuchi has inspiration for the character D in the Vampire Hunter D novel, because the 1985 OVA horror anime film was released on December 21st, 1985 in Japanese theaters. Vampire Hunter D was the first several film adaptations, both live action and animated, of Hideyuki Kikuchi's works. Several of these, Wicked City, Demon City Shinjuku, and Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, were directed by Yoshiaki Kawajiri of the anime company Madhouse. And this is how you end the anime movie Vampire Hunter D, with the song Your Song by the fellow members by TM Network, what you hear at the end of Vampire Hunter D. Because the influences of Vampire Hunter D has influence from European horror mythology, such as the British film studio Hammer Productions, not to mention. Oh yeah, and Vampire Hunter D was originally on Cartoon Network, TBS, and the Sci-Fi Channel when it was aired on television on American television during the 1990s, and it was on VHS by Streamline, with the English dub from Streamline Pictures, on VHS and DVD by Urban Vision Entertainment, and now it's on DVD and Blu-ray from Sentai Filmworks with the new English cast from Sentai Filmworks. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Vampire Hunter D, you guys. Thanks for watching, but before we go, here's my quick thoughts about Vampire Hunter D. Even though I have Vampire Hunter D on VHS in my anime collection, I will be looking forward to do an anime review on Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, because that is the follow-up to the 1985 Vampire Hunter D anime OVA film. That's why. Hope subscribe for content. My Anime Planet link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook, if you have Twitter, Facebook account. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up by pressing the like button on this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel as well. After you click on the subscribe button to RuRoniK95, feel free to join my channel. Please click on my notifications bell button by checking out my other previous videos that I uploaded more recently today, as well as you check out my previous anime reviews that I have uploaded by far. Be sure to leave in the comments about what are your thoughts on the Vampire Hunter D anime. That's why. So like, subscribe, favorite, comment, share on your social media pages on Facebook, Twitter. Be sure to give this video a like by Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button on this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel as well. Click on my notifications bell button. Check out my other previous videos as well. And that's all I have to say. So keep it otaku for this anime review on Vampire Hunter D. That's why. This is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching my anime review on Vampire Hunter D. I'm glad you liked my anime review. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope to see you soon for the next anime review on Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, and have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my anime review on Vampire Hunter D.